Have you ever heard of a cemetery that belongs solely to the ethereal creatures of the night, the elves? A question that might seem like a figment of a wild imagination, but believe me, there's more to it than meets the eye. Picture this, a hallowed ground, a final resting place, not for humans, but for those elusive creatures we often relegate to folklore and fairy tales, the elves. Yes, you heard it right, a cemetery of elves, a concept as intriguing as it is spine-tingling. This isn't your everyday graveyard you stumble upon while taking a leisurely stroll. It's an enigma, shrouded in mystery and cloaked in an eerie aura that only amplifies its mystique. The exact location of this cemetery remains undisclosed, a secret as closely guarded as the treasures of the elves themselves. But whispers of its existence have found their way into the world, fueling rumors and sparking curiosity. Some say it's nestled deep within an ancient forest, obscured by towering trees and cloaked in perpetual twilight. Others claim it's hidden beneath the rolling waves of a vast, uncharted sea, protected by the very elements themselves. The Cemetery of Elves, as the legends suggest, is a place where time stands still, where the air is thick with enchantment and the ground hums with ancient magic. It's a place that holds the echoes of countless stories of heroic deeds and tragic losses, woven into the very fabric of its existence. It's a place where the spirits of the elves find solace, where their tales live on, etched into the ethereal landscape. Yet these aren't just any tales, they are tales of power, of love, of betrayal, and of unimaginable horrors. They are the legends that have shaped the world of the elves, the legends that continue to ripple through their existence even in death. So if you dare to venture into the unknown, if you're brave enough to confront the mysteries that lurk in the shadows, then buckle up. Prepare to delve into the chilling tale of the Cemetery of Elves. In the heart of the cemetery lies a tale as ancient as time itself. It's a tale that weaves a chilling tapestry of power, betrayal, and the supernatural. This is the legend of the Cemetery of Elves, a story that's been whispered on the wind for centuries. At the center of this legend is a figure of formidable might and majesty, the Elf King. He was a being of such power that his very presence would cause the earth to tremble and the skies to darken. His rule was absolute, his word law, but it was his death that would forever alter the fate of this sacred place. In his final breath, the Elf King uttered a curse that would bind his spirit to the cemetery, forever guarding the resting place of his kin. The trees would become his eyes, the wind his voice, and the shadows his soldiers. His eternal vigilance would serve as both a protective ward and a dire warning. Over the centuries, the legend grew. It was said that those who dared to trespass upon the cemetery would incur the wrath of the Elf King. Whispers of strange occurrences began to circulate. Visitors would report feeling an inexplicable chill in the air, a sense of being watched from the shadows. Some even claimed to have heard ethereal whispers on the wind, a ghostly echo of the king's voice. The night would bring its own share of oddities. The glow of will-o'-the-wisps would dance between the tombstones, leaving trails of spectral light. Shadows would seem to move of their own accord, shifting and twisting in the moonlight. These occurrences have only served to deepen the mystery of the cemetery and fuel the legend of the Elf King, and yet the tale doesn't stop there. Like the roots of the ancient trees that surround the graveyard, the legend continues to grow, branching out into ever darker corners of the unknown. As the moon rises over the Cemetery of Elves, one can't help but wonder what secrets still lie buried beneath the earth. As eerie as it sounds, the legend doesn't end here. The curse of the Elf King, a curse that keeps the cemetery shrouded in mystery and fear. This curse, as chilling as the midnight wind, is said to have been cast by the Elf King himself in his dying breath. A curse that would befall anyone who dared to disturb his eternal slumber. The Elf King was not just a ruler, but a fierce protector of his kind, and even in death, his protective spirit lingers. For centuries, the curse has instilled fear and dread, deterring the curious and the brave, but of course there are always those who dare to test the bounds of the supernatural, and their tales are nothing short of hair-raising. Take the tale of the explorer who, in the dead of night, dared to venture into the cemetery. He reportedly heard whispers around him, gradually rising to a deafening roar, and then silence. He was found the next morning at the cemetery gates, unable to utter a single word ever since. His eyes, they say, held a look of pure, unadulterated terror. Or consider the group of thrill-seeking teenagers who, on a dare, decided to spend a night in the cemetery. They reportedly saw shadowy figures darting between the tombstones. One by one they fled, leaving behind only chilling tales of their experience. The curse doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care if you're a skeptic or a believer. It doesn't differentiate between the innocent and the guilty. It only knows one thing: retaliation. Retaliation against those who dare to disturb the peace of the Elf King. But the curse isn't just about fear and punishment. It's a testament to the Elf King's undying love for his people. It's a reminder of his commitment to protect, even in death. It's a symbol of his everlasting presence. The curse of the Elf King continues to haunt the cemetery and those who dare to venture near it. Those who have dared to venture into the cemetery have reported strange and unsettling incidents. As we delve deeper into the uncanny tales spun around the cemetery of elves, we stumble upon a trove of chilling accounts from those who dared to tread upon these haunted grounds. Each story is a testament to the eerie presence that permeates this ancient burial site, painting a picture of a world beyond our understanding. One such tale speaks of a man who, in the still of the night, spotted ghostly figures flitting amongst the tombstones. The translucent shapes, no larger than that of a child, danced in the moonlight, their ethereal laughter echoing in the silence. He watched, frozen in place, as the spectral figures played their ghostly games, oblivious to his presence. Then, there are accounts of mysterious whispers carried on the wind, whispers that seem to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. These are not mere rustlings of leaves or the creaking of ancient trees, but discernible voices conversing in an ancient elvish tongue. The whispers, though unintelligible to the human ear, carry a haunting melody that resonates with an otherworldly sadness. Perhaps the most common experience reported by visitors is the sudden chill that engulfs them as they step onto the cemetery grounds. Despite the season or the warmth of the day, a coldness seeps into their very bones, as though the spirits of the past are reaching out, touching the living with their icy grasp. Each tale, each experience adds another layer to the mystery of the cemetery of elves. Is it merely the product of overactive imaginations spurred on by the cemetery's eerie setting, or is there something more, something beyond our understanding lurking amongst the tombstones? These tales, whether fact or fiction, serve to amplify the cemetery's sinister reputation. Even the bravest souls shudder at the thought of setting foot in this enchanted burial ground after sundown. The cemetery of elves continues to be a place of mystery and horror, with its tales continuing to haunt the living. The cemetery of elves remains an enigma, its secrets buried deep within the earth. This ancient resting place, veiled in shadow and folklore, has been a source of fascination and fear for generations. Despite the myriad of tales and testimonies, the true nature of this hallowed ground remains shrouded in mystery. We've journeyed through the cemetery's chilling legends, from its inception to the unsettling incidents that have occurred within its boundaries. The most haunting tale, perhaps, is that of the Elf King's curse. It's a story that has perpetuated the cemetery's reputation as a place of horror, a tale that sends shivers down the spines of those who dare to tread within the cemetery's confines. The legend of the Elf King is one of power, betrayal, and a curse that transcends the barrier of time. As the tale goes, the king was betrayed by his closest allies, and in his dying breath, he cursed the cemetery, condemning it to be a place of sorrow and terror. Yet the cemetery of elves is more than just a place of fear. It is a testament to an ancient civilization, a time when elves walked the earth, their magic as tangible as the wind rustling through the leaves. It is a place marked by sorrow, yes, but also by the enduring power of stories and the indelible mark they leave on our world. The enigma of the cemetery is not just in its legends, but in the whispers of the wind, the rustle of the leaves, the eerie silence that seems to hold its breath, waiting for something. It's in the sense of unease that clings to you long after you've left its boundaries, a reminder of its haunting tales. As we leave the chilling tales of the cemetery of elves behind, remember sometimes the most terrifying tales are those left untold. And as the mystery of the cemetery lingers in our minds, we can't help but wonder what secrets lie buried deep within the earth, waiting for the right moment to be unearthed.